gentlemen, my brother's back again. In for a quick one, and this one's going to be about Joe Budden. Now, we know that his popular show that's blown up over the past year or two is going through a little turmoil, right? One with his partners, his co-hosts, which has its own drama. But you notice they haven't really said much. They've kind of given their little statements and gone on about their business. But as usual, when you involve a black woman, our partners, our one true partners, right? Okay. There's always something else. And they always say there's a difference between them and white women, right? That we need to choose them because they're more faithful to us and they wouldn't do the stuff to us that white women do, and they're not feminists and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, behold Olivia Dope. Not Olivia Pope, but Olivia Dope, right? Now, why anybody would hire some chick named Olivia Dope that is a offshoot of a on-screen bed wench, I don't know. I wouldn't. But Joe did, and I guess Joe had his reasons. And so the show that he had that was all female, I think it's like, was it a couple of months ago? He decided to sit in on a show. And, they've shown it. It was a back and forth. In fact, there's one good video where the guy actually did the cuts where she did the accusations of him, or she read the accusations of him, and he showed the clips of what actually happened. And let me tell you, boy, talk about bizarre. Now, normally you get that from a delusional white woman that you never really met, right? Or that you never really interacted with. Or you get a Karen that would do that to you. You don't expect a Kizzy to do it to you. But what did she do? She pulled a good old MeToo. She accused him of sexually harassing her verbally. And then when he got a hug from her, she accused him of sexually harassing her physically. And it's one thing if it's behind closed doors, which originally I thought it was when she accused him was behind closed doors. But this was actually on set during the show and was actually filmed. And even she said that they don't interact with each other very much when it's outside of the show. Now, the portions that are cut or deleted, that's been edited out, we can't tell. All we can tell is what we see. But from what we see on film, it looks like a normal Joe Budden show where they go back and forth. There's some banter. And even Joe says their relationship is different when the mics and the camera are on. They're there to entertain. She's there to entertain. And she's acting like this is a formal corporate workplace. But I just wanted to highlight that, again, black women are sometimes the first to knife you in the back. Look at Bill Cosby. It wasn't really, it was white women, but a lot of them were black women that knifed him in the back. Wasn't there sisters that said, we're going to, he had some sisters that were his friends that stood with him. But for the most part, a lot of the black women came together and they, right along with him, with the white woman, put the knife in Bill Cosby back. And I'm sure the same thing's happening with Joe Budden. It's just case in point. T.I. is going through the same thing. Those aren't white women. Those are sisters. And sisters always tell us that we should pick them, even though we don't get treated as well. We don't get as much upfront treatment as good as white women. But in the end, when chips are down, they're going to stick with us. Just like in 1970s, when the sisters can take advantage, when they can get a buck, when they can get a leg up, they'll throw us under the bus, all four wheels, just like everybody else. So Olivia Dope sounds just like any other white woman trying to get a case, trying to get some money. The only difference is this is on film. So me looking at it probably won't go anywhere because I know Joe Budden is smart enough. And you can see it. He's smart enough to keep a certain wall, a certain distance to where he won't get sued. So, because I'm sure he's been through this before. And he seems like a pretty savvy businessman. Like it or not, I think Joe Budden is a pretty savvy businessman. He might not always park his ego, but I think he is a pretty savvy businessman. And it's fortunate because you can never tell about women, because had this been a little bit more suggestive, this could have gone left on him. And with sisters nowadays, you can't even trust them anymore. And white girls, now I see more stuff going on, more suggestive stuff going on and Fresh and Fit where the women are just coming in. The white girls are coming in and Fresh and Fit. and talk, and you see more loose talk and a little bit more suggestive play. Now, this is a coworker. This is somebody that hired her, gave her a chance and put her on YouTube. Now, I don't know if she's really trying to get money or she's trying to clout chase. But, as far as the difference between what white women do and what black women do, I don't see any difference. When black women claim they're not feminist or they don't have any feminist leaning, but they sure do use the feminist playbook. And when black women get a chance, they sure do use the white man's law against you. That old saying, they pee on your head and tell you it's raining. And this is just case in point. When it comes down to business, come down to money, black woman will throw you under the bus just as quick as a white woman would. And I'm starting to believe the white woman might not throw you under the bus as quick. You gotta know where you stand with her. Either she's a Becky or she's a Karen. And Karens are a little bit more front when they're getting ready to do you in. But black women, that kizzy will cook up your food, serve it to you, laugh and joke, and then turn left. And this is what happened. This chick is absolutely turned left. Now Joe Budden gave her a chance because I guess they were cool. And you can see the other two didn't turn left. Anyway, brothers, that's all I really have. At all times, SYSBM, save yourself, black man. And like they say, skin folks ain't always your kin folks. And just because she's a black woman, and we've been trained that a black woman will do us no harm, don't believe that. Black woman will use a white man, and I've heard my daughter say that. I've heard my daughters say that they will use a white man against a black man in a heartbeat. And they will use that white man to tame you and put you in order. And they will use that white man just as well as Becky will. Because you got to remember, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You're at the bottom of the caste system. She has way more leeway than you do. And she gets pissed that she doesn't get the same privilege as Becky did. Trust and believe, if she got the same privileges as Becky, she'd be just as bad. So I don't believe that race loyalty, when it comes down to money or when it comes down to their comfort or their come up, that will never happen. She is who she is, and you need to accept her the way she is. And you should, if you're gonna mess with her, you need to accept her the way she is, right? Cautionary tale. And I always say, any woman can go left. I've seen marriages break up. I've seen kids being taken away from. I've seen women that were faithful for years. All of a sudden, shoot. Okay, what the hell's going on with that? One day they decided this is what they're gonna do, and they go left. And I've had my share of women going left. But with that, I'm gonna jump off here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.